welcome back to another episode of Horror Night. Yes, and this one's going to be a little different. I'm going to show you guys 3 hand-picked terrifying photos, real photos, ones that I came across, and yeah, they give me the chills for sure. So I want to show you guys. I'll give you a little bit of the backstory. I don't know all the backstory on these, but I do know a little bit of them, and I have some notes with me on my laptop here so I can explain it better for you guys, but and then I'll show you the photo after I explain it. So let's kick it off. The first one I'm going to show you guys, it was taken at the Waverly Hills Sanitarium in Kentucky. There's a helicopter going overhead or something. That's kind of creepy actually. Outside. Alright. Anyways, it was taken in Kentucky in this old sanitarium, kind of like a mental hospital, where they had a lot of really strange and unethical ways of practicing on the patients and doing tests and methods and whatnot. It was, I don't know all the stuff that they did, but apparently it wasn't good. Something like 5% of the patients survived the treatments that they put up with there, so that's nothing. And it says they believed that nothing that survived, I should say, so almost no people really were survived those tests. It was believed that as many as 8,000 patient dead bodies were carelessly thrown down a chute and taken out of the building through an underground tunnel, which is a weird way of disposing of bodies. And many believe that a lot of those patients, those bodies, are haunting that old building even to this day. I guess the most famous one being a girl named Mary Lee, who was a nurse there, who happened to contract the disease. But apparently she hung herself from a light apparatus in room 502. That's what the story says. She took her own life after finding out she was pregnant with a child from one of the doctors and unmarried. That's just how the story goes. Supposedly, Mary Lee was taken her life that way because, I don't know, she was so distraught over everything. That alone is kind of creepy too. Just the hospital itself, and just this girl, this poor tragic girl, ends up hanging herself there. But I'm going to show you guys a photo of what was taken there, and it's pretty creepy. So just take a look at the photo right here. Yeah, so that might, is that Mary Lee? It looks just like her. You see the picture of her side by side with the photo there, and you zoom into the photo on the right side there, and it's a pretty strong case for an apparatus of Mary Lee, you would think, right? She supposedly died there. Maybe she's out roaming the hallways of the sanitarium, maybe looking for her unborn child, maybe looking to take the lives of any other doctors that come there and try and run tests on patients. Who knows? It's certainly not a place I'm going to go to. So that's the first photo I'm going to show you guys. I think the last two are a little more disturbing for me, just because they seem a little more real. Well, they are real, I should say. So, alright, so the next one I'm going to show you is one I don't know too much about the story. I have some notes here again. It was taken on a military ship, vessel, that was parked next to this other ship that was being worked on the dry docks. And the workers that were working on the other ship decided they could explore the military vessel because it wasn't really owned by anybody. Everything that they needed was taken out of there, so they could go and explore the ship, freely, just check it out. So it was really dark, and one of the guys went in there checking out the ship to see what it was like, taking pictures and whatnot, but it was so dark, nothing could really come out. When he brought the photos back to his boss said, "Hey, wait a second, what's that in the photo?" And they couldn't believe what they found, because they got somebody else to kind of blow up this photo and enhance it. The one I'm going to show you is a more enhanced version of the photo, because the original photo is much darker, but this one is a blown up with a brighter contrast to it. And you can really see what was seen in the photo, and it's downright terrifying. Take a look. because there's obviously something there holding an axe. Somebody, something holding an axe there. It's so creepy. Like, there's theories as to what it could be. It was blowing up on Reddit apparently. You know, is it a spirit of a ghost wielding an axe? Is it a, you know, crazy axe murderer, you know, on the ship who, you know, happened to be seen in the light? Is it a hobo? Some people think it was a homeless man who happened to have an axe and just came out to see what all the commotion was about. Now, apparently the police were informed and they did check the ship and didn't find anything. The one way on and off the ship was covered by CCTV and they didn't see anything. So it could be somebody living on the ship that knows the ins and outs better than anybody else and they were able to hide when the cops showed up. Or maybe it was just a trick of the light. Maybe it was a hoax. What do you guys think? I'm downright terrified of that. I believe it was probably some kind of crazy person on the ship. I don't know if it was a spirit. I think it was more maybe a homeless person with an axe, which is terrifying in its own right, because you don't know if they're dangerous or not. So it's just creepy. Like, yeah, I don't want to go. Old ships just freak me out. Like, I don't want to go and see something like that on an old ship. Knowing that he didn't even see it when he photographed it either. He didn't notice it. Like, just, does that make it worse? Like, not knowing that it was there when he took the picture? I don't know. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, this last one is really scary. It's actually, there's been a horror movie based off this. It's a story of Annalise Michel. Some of you probably, or a lot of you probably already know about this, but it's still very terrifying. Annalise Michel was a girl from I think Germany who started developing these weird symptoms like convulsions, trances. She was very incoherent and stuff like that, and she was diagnosed with like some sort of epilepsy, and she took like medicine for it, but that didn't really cure anything. Symptoms got worse and worse and worse. Now, there was a movie based off this, and it was The Exorcism of Emily Rose. A lot of you may have seen that. I think it's a really good horror movie. I didn't know it was based off a real story until I heard about this years later. Annalise Michel, she took medicine for epilepsy, but the symptoms got worse, and her condition began to deteriorate. She lost a lot of weight. She had all these injuries, broken bones, but she was still like, her body would become like contorted. It was, you know, she was convinced that she was possessed by a demon, claiming that she would see the devil's face wherever she went, heard demons whispering in her ears telling her to rot in hell and that she was damned. Now that's freaking terrifying, because this is a true story, guys. And there are actually, first I'll say Michelle and her parents, they were desperate, so they hired like priests. Throughout 10 months, they conducted 67 exorcisms on her. 67. That's an insane amount of exorcisms. Like, that's incredible. Like, how could her body even endure that? It became worse and worse for her condition. There's actually, click off there for a second. There's actually audio recordings of some of those exorcisms, like actual audio recordings of them. I've listened to some of them, and honestly, guys, please don't look them up because they're very terrifying, very distressing. I know a lot of you are probably right now on Google like, oh, Annalise Michel recordings, click, click, click. But, you know, if you're seriously like, you want to sleep tonight, like, don't look it up. It's terrifying. It's so unnerving. Sometimes I wish I never heard it because it's so just creepy, just downright disturbing. You feel like there's something in the room with you when you listen to these recordings. I feel like there's something in the room with me now just talking about this. So my room's getting darker right now because the sun is pretty much down, you know, so it's, you guys can't even see me. I have a little bit of candlelight here, but you guys can really see me. Ooh, does that make things creepier or cheesier? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, really crazy, creepy, disturbing recordings. Please don't look them up. I mean, if you do, which you're probably going to, just be warned. It's just very distressing. But not only were there these, you know, I mean, these recordings, you know, that her body was battling back and forth with letting the demons in and out, and it just took a toll on her body. There was a photo. There were some photographs taken. I picked the one that I think is the creepiest. This is an actual photo of Annalise Michel during the exorcisms, and it's downright disturbing. I'm warning you guys, if you're triggered by disturbing, distressful looking images, you might want to just click off right now. Just take a look at this photo. that photo, I get super chills, and you can just see the real terror in that photograph there, how real it is, and just, I don't even know what to say. Like, what do you guys think? Tell me what you think about that. If you stayed to watch that photo, it's terrifying. It's getting so dark here. I'm getting a little scared. I'm home alone right now. My roommate's at work. I am talking about demons with candlelight in my apartment room. So I'm gonna have a great night. Yeah. But let me know if you guys like videos like this. I've never really done something like a countdown kind of video. Not really a countdown. I just kind of wanted to talk about the photos and show them to you. But if you like this, let me know. I can do more like this with different kind of things. I love these creepy things. You guys know this. So I want to do more videos like this where we kind of hang out and talk about it. So I'll see you guys on the next video of Horror Night. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, 0 is